Hi, my name is Marla Fernandez Benavides, and I'm a homeschool mom, stay-at-home mom, wife, paralegal, and entrepreneur. I want to talk to you about American freedom. How many of you love freedom? Raise your hands. Wow, that many. I love freedom too. Let me share my experience. I'm a first-generation American whose parents came in 1961. They fled Cuba, Castro's regime, because they lost freedom. In fact, they fled for freedom twice. They fled the first time around Franco's regime, and the second time around Castro's regime. Let me tell you a little bit about freedom and what you can do to ensure you keep freedom. First, let's talk about freedom and what it means. Raise your hand and tell me what freedom means to you. Exactly. See, all of you know what freedom is. But if you want true freedom, you need to advocate for individual rights and equal opportunity. So now let me tell you a little bit about the freedom principles that we value here as Americans. The reason Cuba fell is because they didn't understand the system of rights we have here in America. So the first principle that I want to tell you about is human equality. And human equality is basically that we are all created equal in the Creator's image. And because we're all created equal, we all have a right to, we don't have equal ability, but we are all equal in the way we look, regardless of color. Natural rights. That's each of us in America have individual rights, and we have a right to self-regulate our behavior. This means that we, as individuals, regulate ourselves so that we don't impose and trespass on somebody else's freedom. And we can regulate the government because we regulate ourselves. Government secures these rights for us, and these rights are embedded in the Constitution. The purpose of government is to protect our rights to self-regulate. Government has limited powers, and right now our government is not very limited because we, the people, haven't really been regulating our government, and we've been allowing the government to push policies that infringe on our individual rights. The government is limited, and as a homeschool mom, one of the ways that the government is limited is that as a homeschool mom, I have a right to protect, I have a right to raise and train my children. And I, as a mom, know what's best for my child. The government has the duty to protect my right to raise and train my child, and without interfering in the control that I have for my children. The constitutional government, we also have a constitutional government, and this means that we live in a constitutional republic, that we as individuals consent indirectly to law, the Constitution. And this Constitution, the government, we have a rule of law. It's grounded in the rule of law, and the government must adhere to the rule of law. The rule of law is like a safety net for our individual rights, so long as we are a moral people. We have equal protection, so each one of us has a right to be equally protected by the law. And when the government doesn't protect, when the government makes laws for one person and infringes on the other person, that means that the laws we're not being equally protected. So with that said, let's not take freedom for granted. It's a precious gift. Our consent, our constant vigilance, and effort to persevere. Today I urge you, every one of you, to take action, speak up, and testify in your local school board, county commissions meetings, or even the state capitol. Advocate for policies that protect your individual rights and stand against government oppression in all its forms. Embrace individual rights, foster self-governance, and champion competent leadership that listens to the individual voices. Together, we can build a society where freedom flourishes for all, regardless of race, and our elected representatives respect and listen to individuals they represent, no matter what party they serve. The time to take action is now. Will you join me in this fight for freedom? And to learn more about freedom, I've laid out all the principles in this book, Inside Totalitarianism. Find it at Amazon.com. Thank you very much.